In the vast and mysterious universe of Swallowed Star, every treasure has its own legend, and among them, the Star Tower is undoubtedly one of the most mysterious and supreme. It was not forged by ordinary cosmic life, nor was it born from chance or chaos, but rather meticulously crafted by the mountain-sitting master, a being whose power transcended the known limits of existence, a true god-king of the primordial universe. This colossal treasure, towering across 9 light years, is the embodiment of endless might and cosmic order. Its mere presence warps space, its power capable of crushing entire star fields into dust. After countless epochs, this ultimate weapon finally found its destined inheritor, Luo Feng, the earth-born cultivator who rose from insignificance to shake the heavens. After enduring over 6,000 years of grueling soul trials within the tower's purgatory, he finally succeeded in recognizing the Star Tower as his master. Yet when he emerged victorious, something seemed contradictory. Despite having obtained ownership of such a supreme treasure, Luo Feng could not drive it directly. The Star Tower remained dormant, its immense power slumbering deep within, beyond his command. This confusion has often led fans to question why, after obtaining the Star Tower, couldn't Luo Feng immediately wield it as his weapon to sweep across the universe? Was it a plot inconsistency or a deliberate restraint written into the story? In truth, this is not a loophole, but an essential piece of Swallowed Star's cosmic logic. Luo Feng's inability to control the Star Tower stems from 3 profound reasons: the energy gap between life levels, the insufficient depth of soul resonance, and the growth shackles preset by the mountain-sitting master himself. The first and most obvious reason lies in the terrifying energy disparity between a realm lord and the Star Tower. The Star Tower is a god-king level treasure that exists far above the scale of the universe's ordinary energy systems. Just maintaining its most basic defensive form consumes the equivalent energy output of dozens of burning stars every second. To even make it move, one would need the divine power reserves of a cosmic venerable at the very least. When Luo Feng completed his recognition, he was still only at the peak of the Realm Lord level, even though his divine body had already surpassed the limits of his peers. His strength, though extraordinary among lower life forms, was still a candle before a sun when compared to the scale of power the Star Tower required. Imagine trying to fuel a colossal starship with the energy of a single battery. The result would be immediate collapse, not because the battery is defective, but because the demand exceeds the supply by countless magnitudes. The same applies to Luo Feng and the Star Tower. Despite his recognition, he could not summon the tower's true power because his own divine energy was a mere drop in an ocean compared to what the Star Tower required. If he attempted to force activation, his divine body would instantly drain dry, collapsing into dust. There have even been recorded cases in ancient times where powerful beings attempted to use fragments of the Star Tower only for their divine bodies to disintegrate into stardust, consumed by the treasure they sought to control. Thus, the Star Tower remained dormant, not because Luo Feng was unworthy, but because he simply did not yet have the fuel to ignite its brilliance. The second reason is far more subtle, lying within the depth of the soul connection. Recognition of ownership is only the beginning. True mastery requires resonance, the synchronization of soul frequency with the treasure's intrinsic vibration. When Luo Feng endured over 6 millennia within the Star Tower's soul purgatory, what he achieved was the first level of control, ownership through recognition. However, the Star Tower, as designed by the mountain-sitting master, operates on a 3-tiered system: recognition, resonance, and drive. Luo Feng had completed only the first stage. At that time, his cultivation of the 9 Tribulations secret manual was still at the middle stage. This secret technique, also created by the mountain-sitting master, is not merely a path to strength. It is a key specifically crafted to synchronize the soul frequency of its practitioner with the Star Tower itself. Each breakthrough in the 9 Tribulations represents a jump in soul resonance. When Luo Feng first recognized the Star Tower, his soul resonance rate with the treasure was only around 30%, enough to sense its existence and access minor sub-treasures, but far from sufficient to drive its core functions. Only after reaching the cosmic venerable level when his divine body and soul underwent a qualitative transformation, did the resonance rate soar above 80%. It was then that Luo Feng could finally tap into the tower's true capabilities. Its spatial suppression, its crushing gravity fields, and its to seal entire cosmic domains. The mountain-sitting master deliberately designed this multi-layered recognition system to ensure that only a cultivator who had reached a mature level of strength and mental stability could wield the Star Tower's ultimate power. It was a built-in safeguard, preventing immature successors from destroying themselves or the balance of the universe. But the most profound reason of all lies within the mountain-sitting master's foresight, the growth shackles he embedded within the Star Tower itself. Unlike many treasure creators who merely seek to pass down their legacy, the mountain-sitting master was a strategist who planned across eons. He understood that power, if acquired prematurely, would only invite disaster. Thus, he installed within the Star Tower a growth limiter, an invisible restriction that would only unlock its full functions once its inheritor reached the level of a universe venerable or higher. This was not punishment, but protection. For Luo Feng, being unable to control the Star Tower immediately was in fact his greatest blessing. Had he been able to wield it right away, the immense energy fluctuations would have instantly exposed his identity to countless cosmic factions. The machine race, the insect race, the automaton race, and even the human race's own top powers would have turned their attention toward him. The history of the mountain-sitting master's two previous human disciples was proof of this danger. Both had attained early recognition of the Star Tower, but when they revealed its existence before achieving true strength, they were mercilessly hunted down by the combined might of the universe's peak races, their legacies erased. To prevent such tragedy, the mountain-sitting master implemented an automatic concealment mechanism. Once a new master recognized the Star Tower, the treasure would suppress its own energy signature and cut off all detectable connections between itself and its owner, making the inheritor appear as an ordinary life form. Luo Feng's inability to drive the Star Tower ensured that he remained hidden, allowing him to cultivate in peace, grow in strength, and bide his time until he had the power to defend what he possessed. Only when he could stand as an equal among the universe's venerables did the Star Tower's restrictions begin to loosen, gradually allowing him to reveal its might to the cosmos. In this sense, the mountain-sitting master was not just a creator of treasures, but a teacher who nurtured from afar. By limiting Luo Feng's access, he forced him to grow into the kind of being worthy of the Star Tower. Not a weakling blessed by luck, but a true cosmic overlord forged through time, battle, and endurance. This meticulous design reflects the mountain-sitting master's unparalleled wisdom, the foresight of a god who plans for billions of years, ensuring that his legacy would never fall into the hands of the unworthy or the unprepared. Therefore, Luo Feng's inability to immediately command the Star Tower was never a flaw in the story. It was a logical outcome of power balance, spiritual resonance, and cosmic design. The Star Tower, as a God-King level weapon, is not something that can be mastered by desire or luck alone. It demands energy to sustain, soul resonance to guide, and destiny to fulfill. When Luo Feng finally rose from a realm lord to a universe venerable, the energy within his divine body transformed into an endless ocean, and his soul resonated perfectly with the Star Tower's ancient frequency. At that moment, the tower, which had long slumbered, finally responded to its master's call. Its layers unfolded like the petals of a cosmic flower, radiating divine light that pierced through the void. The era of dormancy had ended. The Star Tower had awakened, and with it, the balance of the universe was destined to shift once again. Thus, what seemed like a restriction was actually destiny's preparation. Every delay, every limitation, was a step in shaping Luo Feng into the only being capable of truly carrying the Star Tower's burden. For in the vast ocean of stars, only one truth remains eternal. Power without the strength to bear it will always lead to destruction. Luo Feng's journey from the powerless youth of Earth to the master of the Star Tower is the embodiment of that truth. The mountain-sitting master's will lives on through him, and the Star Tower's brilliance continues to illuminate the boundless universe, a silent witness to the rise of a new god, forged by time, tempered by endurance and crowned by destiny itself. And that concludes today's deep dive into the mystery behind Luo Feng and the Star Tower. What seemed like an unreasonable limitation was, in truth, the perfect design of a supreme being, a path laid out to turn a mortal into a god. The gap in energy, the slow awakening of the soul, and the hidden growth restrictions were never obstacles but stepping stones that shaped Luo Feng into the one destined to inherit the mountain-sitting master's will. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden logic behind Swallowed Star, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Which part of Luo Feng's journey do you think best reflects the brilliance of his destiny? Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video, where we continue exploring the secrets hidden among the stars.